Okay, so this last one, Trello 101C, we're going to talk about how to manage a team and also the function for a calendar. So we're going to go to our plus sign, create a personal team, and we're just going to, let's say, Beachbody team. Okay. So what I like to do for my teams is for each team, each person gets their own board because it just allows me to break things down a lot more. And I'll show you what I mean. So first board I'm going to say is Mary. I like that name, I guess. And then I'm going to just add another board to, let's call it Jimmy. And this is team Beachbody. Okay. If you go back to your Beachbody, you can see where you have Jimmy or Mary Ann. Okay, so I have an entire board dedicated to each of my team members, and I literally have boards that have 40 and 50 people or clients on there, and I've yet to hit a limit or restraint on the number of boards that I have. Okay, so we have Jimmy, and we're going to add a list, and we're going to do our one-to-one calls here, and then we're going to do let's say Jimmy's sales. Let's call it weekly sales, and let's put Jimmy's questions. Let's figure out, maybe we have a growth plan that we're working on together, and I want to help him succeed in that plan. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. So what I'm going to do is, for the list, because this is the board and this is a list, remember this is the team. So team, board, list, and then you have a card. So my first card, I'm going to say the first time we met, I'll just put a date of October 1. And then let's say October 15, October 30th. And then we'll do his weekly sales for the same time frame. But I don't actually have to recreate that. What I can do is just open this up, copy, move it from one-to-one calls to his weekly sales, create. Again, don't have to really recreate the wheel. So you kind of get the idea, right? And maybe he has questions about product and back office. Maybe upcoming training. So this is kind of how I build Jimmy's board, right? So on our first call, I like to put the most important information up top in the description, because even though it's really easy to look through, it's one less thing I have to do. I don't even have to drag my eyes down. I open the card and the information is there. So I'm going to say, let's say his package came, delivered on September 5th. He tried Beachbody on demand. Okay, and now that he's tried Beachbody on demand, let's say I might want to put some other information. He has a wife, 3 sons, something like that, right? So that way I know that he actually has a life outside of whatever our relationship is. Just kind of keep it really simple. Okay, so then I probably want to go ahead and add like a list. I usually have like a list of questions, right? So I put first week questions. And I want to know maybe what his initial goals are. And then I want to know what his maybe 6-month goals are. And then 1 year. And then maybe I want to find out what his 5-year plan is. Okay. And then what I'll do is once I've, gotten kind of the generic what I want to ask in that first week to get them going, I like to do a homework list. And this is build back office website, let's just say. So these are some of the things that I want them to do. Watch training video number 1. Okay. And then what I can do, is I can go in and say, okay, so what I want you to do is have this stuff done by the 7th, because that's going to be 1 week for him to kind of do it, right? So I already have courses past due because I'm messing with the dates. But what would happen is it would automatically pop up. So let me just put one that's fast forward. Just change it to a 16 so you can see what it'll look like. Okay, save. So I'll have a due date here. And the reason this due date is really great is because you actually get to integrate and use a calendar. So when you're able to use a calendar, you can look at it like this. Or you can go in, do a power up, and do a calendar like this. So you would just enable, go to settings, enable. Now, what I like about this is I basically use Trello and Google Calendars for all of my organization planning, you name it. It's Trello and Google Calendar. So what I can do is, if you go to your Google Calendar, in the lower left-hand corner, it says add a calendar. If you click on add URL, this is the URL that you want to add to it. And automatically you'll see any due dates that you put in your Trello in your Google Calendar, which I love because I don't have to have the due date here and then go into my Google Calendar. It's already integrated for me, so that's a lot less steps to do. So I like that. And this is what your calendar will look like here in Trello. And just like you are able to move these slides back and forth, you're actually able to do the same thing for your calendar. And to see your calendar, you simply, once you enable it, simply press this. And because, of course, I put it for 2016, it's probably just easier for me to show you this way. Oops. Am I going too fast? I'm going too fast. Let's do it by the week. There it is. So this is that card that I created for Jimmy for that one-on-one, and that's his homework that we had assigned for him to have turned in on that date. And it'll actually just populate right into your Google Calendar. So this kind of gives you an idea of what you can do as you build your team. Again, put your team name here as the team, each team member as a board, and then the things that you would want to do for each team member as part of your list. And then each card is the things that happen as you go along. So I like to have it dated so that I know we did our one-on-one calls, and I'll put in, like, 7 or 8 weeks worth of dates so that I know which one we're on or what we need to do. And I hope this helps. If you're building a team and you're integrating that into your calendar, you need to schedule conference calls or reminders, things like that. The other thing that's great about this is you can add contact information to your people. So if I have Jimmy and I want to add some information about Jimmy, I can very easily just add another list and put contact. And then boom, you just kind of, cell, home, address. Oops. There you go. So that's how you can create a team for your team that you manage, create boards for each of your team members, and then create lists, kind of to-do lists, and then cards inside those to-do lists. So I hope this helps.